Welcome to the Unpacking It podcast with Bryce Johnson. It's a show that unpacks sports, faith, and life with intriguing guests from the sports and entertainment world. Enjoy inspiring conversations and thought-provoking interviews. You'll hear stories from people that will inspire, challenge, and encourage you. Now, from the Unpacking It studios in Charlotte, North Carolina, uniting sports fans everywhere, here is Bryce Johnson.
And here we are at Charlotte Country Club, raising money for Madeline's Fund. I'm Bryce Johnson, sitting down right now with Roman Harper, former NFL safety and Super Bowl winner with the New Orleans Saints. He played his college football at Alabama and was drafted in the second round of the 2006 NFL Draft. And Roman, thanks so much for joining us here on Unpacking It. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you. That was a great introduction right there.
All right. We're glad to have you on. And first off, you've been retired now for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. How's it been going, and what have you been up to?
Man, it's been going. Really just figuring out who I am as a person, as a man, as a husband, as a father. That's just what I do. And I always told myself I wanted to play 10 years. I made 11, and then from there, once I retired, I wanted to take 365 days and do absolutely nothing. Wow. So I did that. And then after that, I came out of my slumber, and I've been the wheels have been turning, trying to do some different things. I took a business class at Columbia University last summer about VC, early stage venture capitalists, things like that. So that was really good, entrepreneurship. So that was a really good thing, just really trying to switch my mindset to doing other things outside of football and continue to grow. And it's been going well. That, I do a little TV here at the local station here called Morning Break. I have a great time doing that. It's really cool hanging out with those people and talking about just normal everyday stuff, not always sports. That's fun. And then I do a radio show also with Kyle Bailey. I'm on with him at times, a couple times a week. They want me more. I'm just way too busy at times and just want to hunker down and do some things. So, but yeah, that's it, man. That's me. And then I'm a full-time dad. Also.
There you go.
Daddy daycare never stops.
That's awesome. Well, I want to go back to the 365 days off. So what did that look like? What did it look like to do nothing?
You know, it's crazy because most football people they can speak of, or athletes in general, is, you know, I've been playing football since organizational-wise. I always played in the yard with my brothers and everything. But after that, organizational-wise, I've been playing since I was about 9 or 10. Yeah. So fourth grade. So from whatever that age is to, almost 35 years old, I was told where I need to be every August. Every week you have a schedule. You're getting ready for the grind. And then next you don't have anybody to tell you where you're supposed to go. And that freedom right there gave me a little bit of relaxed feeling. It was awesome to be able to have control of my own say-so, my own want to, be in time with my family, things like that. Really just getting to know Roman. It was good.
And what were some things that maybe you learned about yourself or things that you're willing to share that kind of were takeaways from that, from a personal standpoint?
I don't think I don't miss football.
Oh, wow.
That was good. Because you hear all the danger stories and this, that, and the other, and I don't miss it. So that's good, man. That lets me know that I do have purpose. God has shown me that I'm not here just to play football. It's part of my life, part of my journey, but it's not who I am as a complete whole.
That's right.
It will always be part of me because it is me. But at the end of the day, and it's allowed me to be who I am and give me and open up so many doors and doing like that. So just knowing that right there, I've been very happy. And sometimes that I don't have everything figured out in life, but I don't really fret over it because I know He's got me. And He's blessed me so much my whole life. Why all of a sudden now would I stop being blessed over different things? So that right there just lets me, I'm cool and I enjoy every bit of it. I get to be a father. I get to see my kids grow up. Not everybody has that, and it's a really great time. And I got an amazing wife, great parents, and I'm cool, man. It's good.
That's awesome. Former NFL safety Roman Harper with us here on Unpacking It. We're at the Madeline's Fund golf tournament. And so you mentioned your kids. How old are they, and what's kind of the season of life as a dad?
All right. It's the only thing about parenting that I love is that you don't know anything, right? The moment you think you got it, you don't. And that's the wherewithal to be able to do that. It's like in-game adjustments to me. I love it. It brings me back on the field because you think you've been watching film and like, no, that's not what they're doing. It's great. You don't always know, and it's fast and it's furious at times. So my oldest daughter is London. She's 7, London with a Y. And then we have Sydney, which Sydney turns 5 in June. She's 4, but she's a good one. And then my son, Roman II, he turns 3 in like another week or so on the 21st.
Very cool. That's awesome. And so what does it look like day to day? What are some of the challenges for you and to now just be around more often where you don't necessarily have the football schedule that takes you away? What was that kind of maybe change like for you?
It's been, I'm just more involved. I also know that me and my wife, we built a house here in Charlotte. So I also need to get out of her way sometimes too. I understand that. So I think it's good for me to be on the road at times, or sometimes I need to be going. I think she does well when I'm not here all the time as well. And but we balance each other really good. And, it's just, I just try and get through breakfast. That's my goal. Just get through breakfast. All right. We got to get up. My wife usually gets up with the oldest one because she has to be on the bus earlier than the younger kids who are not. They're still at a Montessori school, so they don't have to be there till 9. London has to be there at 7:25 on her bus. So Heather usually gets up with London earlier. If not, then it's me. And then we just work through it, man. Hopefully I can get these other 2 out to school. Boom, boom. I take the other 2 to school. And I just try and get through breakfast. If I can get there about 9:30, I'm good. I don't care about them being late. That does not bother me. All right?
I love it.
I pay you to look after my kids and teach them on the way. Then do that. And, I don't care if I'm 15 minutes late. I don't care.
You'll get them there.
Yeah, I'll get them there. And I don't care. And just get them through that. And then after that, I make a day out of it, man. I work out. I do some other good things. I read some. And that's what I do.
There you go. Roman Harper, our guest right now on Unpacking It. And so you mentioned having some interest on the business side, the media side. What are you kind of looking for? And do you feel the pressure that, I got to decide a certain way to go? Or are you trying to say, no, I'm gonna do as many things as I can? What's kind of that thought process?
Yeah, and I think that's a good and a bad thing for myself, is that I don't want to just like pick something. And I do want to be on TV doing football stuff, and because I did that last year with the New Orleans Saints, the local station Saints on 6. So that was really fun for me, getting to hang out with those guys, getting to know that side of the game, the business of it. I know the football side, and I know what it's like upstairs, but that side of it, the media side, the media coverage of football and sports, I really enjoy that. That's also why I'm doing some radio and also some TV and just regular talk shows in the morning. So that gives me a realm of all type of things, and it also helps me in my interview process as well, with me being the interviewer and not the interviewee. So that right there is really a different kind of talent, and it takes a different person to be able to engage and talk. And that right there is it's a challenge for me, and I like that. So and also the business side on the side, where I'm trying to help start a little fund and do some other little things, and engaging in some more startups, and really trying to throw myself in that realm as well, because that very, very intrigues me a lot. And I've been afforded a little bit of some things that I can maybe take some risks in some other areas, and really just be involved in that realm. I really enjoy it. I think it's so many smart people in this world, and you could learn from so many different characters in life, from older guys and younger guys that have made mistakes in different areas and have seen the business side of this world of the United States change the last 20, 15 years, 30 years, and they've seen it. And it's just good to be around those people, and you can learn so many things. I don't think I got life figured out at all, but that right there, me just staying green and trying to always learn, I think it's been a benefit of mine.
Yeah, where does that come from? Because not everybody's a learner. Not everybody likes to read. Not everybody likes to seek out advice. A lot of people just think, I got to figure it out, or I'll figure it out on my own. So where does that stem from for you?
I guess just my parents. My mom always instilled me, like, education, how important it was, and things like that. And I'm not saying I'm a studious guy at all, but I've always enjoyed learning. I've always
you don't necessarily even have to be studious just to learn every day with whoever you talk to.
Right. And my dad used to always tell me that, though. So he's like, look, son, the day you stop learning is the day you die.
Yeah.
So you can learn something every day. Yeah. Learn something new every day. And from there, I just always try to just take in as many information as I can. And I ask people questions. I'm always trying to be engaged, because you can learn from a homeless man on the street.
Oh, yeah.
At some point in time, he had a winning day. And what was that winning like for you? You know what I mean? I know my most winningest days, or a winning moment in my life, and everybody has them. And just like that, everybody has their lows too. So we're all one people, man, and we're not too much different than everybody else. We all got our our skeletons in our closet. When nobody's perfect.
Roman Harper, our guest right now on Unpacking It, and a former NFL safety, won a Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints, and now has been retired for a couple of seasons. And you mentioned learning what it means to be an interviewer versus throughout your career, you've been the interviewee, and of course today you're the interviewee. But what have you learned just from that regard?
To, I guess, have a couple questions in mind or something that you want to do it, but let them take the interview wherever you want it to go, and have a couple things in mind or something that you may want to go, but it should be just fluid conversation. If we can just sit up here and talk and don't just be stuck on this one question that you just got to get out. Hey, look, if he wants to take it somewhere else, you let him go, or she. And then from there, you just kind of play with it and just get good vibes. And I think that right there makes it a lot more natural. It seems more of a and that's what always good TV or good conversation is. It's just a natural flow and going back and forth. And I think that's one thing I had and that I learned. I also did NFL broadcast boot camp.
Oh, you
did?
Well. Yeah.
I did that as well.
Nice.
I told you, man.
It's awesome.
I started doing all kinds of stuff. It was good. So it got me involved, and it also showed me how much the work it takes to be prepared for those things as well.
That's right.
That's also why I like doing some radio TV, because now I'm naturally a sports fan, but now it just gives me more incentive to like.
It gives you an excuse.
Yeah, it gives me an excuse to like just watch more sports. I'm cool with that.
I'm right there with you. Absolutely. I've been tricking my wife for a while now. Roman Harper, our guest right now on Unpacking It, and we're talking football and media, and you mentioned the broadcast boot camp, teaching NFL players kind of coming out of the league how to go down that route and learn some different skills. Who are some guys maybe you've looked up to that you've seen on TV or heard on radio that are, whether former players or not, that you've kind of admired their skills?
So first and foremost, growing up, everybody loved Chris Berman. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That was like the man, all right? And then now you see one of my other favorites now is SVP, Scott Van Pelt. I just like how he makes fun of himself with the other lookalikes. It's like hilarious. That makes me laugh. But anyways, people like Ryan Clark, one of my best friends, Jonathan Vilma, he's doing really well and really doing well. Greg McElroy has done awesome. Things like that, man.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's been really cool just actually getting to know that side. I think Booker McFarland's amazing. And I'm intrigued by it, but everybody had their own path, and I can't sit up here and say, "Oh, I want this and I want that." And who even says I'm prepared for it if it was given to me? And then at the same time, I'll just continue to do me, and I'm going to continue to grind and find my own little path, and it'll work out. I'm really happy and excited for what God has for me in my future. I really am. It's been an amazing ride. I played football. I've been so blessed, and now we can, I'm afforded a little time to kind of figure these things out, and things have been going well, so it's good.
That's awesome. Yeah, you sound like you're at peace, which is a great spot to be in, especially with a lot of guys that transition out of the NFL. Not always the case. They're wrestling a lot.
It's a hard thing because all you know is football for so long, and it's allowed you to do the different things. It's allowed me to have these cars and my house and all these other things, but at the end of the day, it's just this amount of time in your life. It's not but a small, minuscule part of it. You be 35, 36, quarterback's 40, and you still got to figure out the rest of your life. You're afforded a large, you get your golden egg of, money, because most people in America, they make all their money when they're like 40s and up.
Yeah.
That's when they make the majority of the bulk of their money, is when they get older. We're on the other end of the spectrum. We make all our money between like 21 and like 35. And then over that, you got to like hold on, and then you got to find other avenues to make more money and do other things and be successful in other avenues, and not just lean on that, but also take that and grow from it. And that's what I'm trying to do. I don't want to just stay in that lane. And so that's my life, man. And one of the coolest thing, I invested in a E-League team.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, man. It's been really cool to see like us kind of grow, and now we can conform with another group, and it's growing, man. It's just cool because that stuff is real, man, and it's out there. And
are you actually a fan of it, or more from a business perspective?
I try and more business perspective. I try and understand it. I do not understand all of the bigger games that we're involved in.
Yeah, I can't.
Like Overwatch. Like Overwatch is on TV this weekend, the championships, and our team did well this year. This is for our first year coming in, so it was good. But and we got other leagues too. You got the League of Legends, we got a European team in that. It's 8 teams in Europe, 8 teams in America. and then we compete. Boom, 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 and everybody does that. We just got into the Halo League. They're going to start a new one, and our Halo team's pretty good. So,
like a new Halo? That's still a thing, huh?
Yeah,
I remember that in college.
That's what I'm telling you, bro. Like, and the thing is, like, if you don't know, it's all around you.
I'm out of the game.
Yeah, man. It literally is just like that. Call of Duty, we got it. We're going to be in that league too, so it's good,
funny.
man. Yeah, man. Call of Duty, everybody played that. So.
That's right. Man, Roman Harper, our guest right now on Unpacking It. But we love talking football and life and also just the faith side of things. And so you've alluded to it a few times, just kind of getting to this place of understanding that you're more than a football player and what your identity is. And so going to maybe a little bit further into that, what has God been teaching you recently? What's really been on your heart, some things that maybe you've just kind of been clinging to, or something that God's really revealed to you lately?
That He still got me, and that it has to be on. It's not always on my time. It's not on my time, and I just got to stay on this path, man, and just continue to believe in Him. Understand, just continue to keep the faith, and don't waver on it, and just stay there. Just stay in my lane. He knows I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be right all the time. But I'm going to continue to love Him first and foremost. I'm going to love my wife. I'm going to love my family, keep those the ones that I love, prayed for a lot, and also keep them close to me. So, and time is sensitive, man. Life is sensitive. And enjoy the ones that I'm with, my parents, every time I get to see them, every time they get to come see their grandkids. Don't take things like that for granted, man, and just continue to just continue to believe in Him, man. I'm not going to waver on that. And at the end of the day, I think everything's going to be just fine if I do that. And he's always worked out everything else for me, and I don't seem like I'm lost. I feel like I got a game plan in my life, and I'm just trying to do more of it, man, and just find other ways to be successful and continue to let Him just lead me.
That's cool. So in what ways do you pursue Him, or what ways do you look to grow and mature your faith? And
you got to have a church base. Boom, got that check. And look, man, I started this journey a couple years ago. I've been reading my Bible, so I was like, you know what? Oh, you always hear these stories about the Bible, and you read little passages here and there, and your little daily things. And I was like, you know what? I've never read the whole Bible. So I started this journey about a year and a half ago, 2 years now, because it was my last year in New Orleans, and I'm not all the way done. I don't try and read too much. I want to try and absorb it, read just a little bit at a time. But I had some Jewish friends, and to them, I was always taught, in my mind, in Christianity, they always said that if you believe it wholeheartedly with your heart and your soul, and confirm it with your mouth that Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, you'll go to heaven. And Jewish people, if they don't believe that Jesus is the Messiah or whoever, He was just a prophet to them, then where does it go? And then so I just their Bible's just the first
the
books.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, well, I just want to read that. I want to know the Jewish. So then I started there, and I just kept going. And now I'm on Proverbs now, and it's been going great, man. Psalms was very long.
Yeah.
Very long, but Proverbs is really giving some energy and some flow to me already after all that. So, yeah, man, it's been good.
So you've gone from start to finish. You're going right through the book.
I'm going right through the book. So then I can never have anybody tell me, like, they're not going to tell me the story. I'm going to be able to, like, say, well, I read the whole Bible. So, like,
yeah.
And I'm not going to remember it all and be able to do it verbatim, but I can say I've done this, and I always have a reference. Well, oh, yeah, I heard this. I did remember reading. You know how it is. It's a very long book, so you're not going to remember every single detail.
No.
But you will have recollections of what was what, how wise Solomon was, all these other things. And they talk about the kings and, from King David all the way down. And you have a reference point like, oh, okay, was that? Okay. So it's good, man. It's been great. So that's what I do.
That's awesome.
So I try and read a little bit every day.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing, man. That's how that helps me keep my faith.
That's awesome. Roman Harper, our guest right now on Unpacking It. Was there a story that you read maybe in the Old Testament that it hit you differently this time around, like reading through it, where you thought maybe you knew the story growing up? Or
yeah, man. Every king has had their thorn. Every single one of them. And then some kings, they were just like, they were not even about Christ. And they just continue to just go downhill and downhill. And then eventually people start begging, and then God would come back and save them, like He always does to His people. He never lets them go. And it's through the same pattern over and over. I'm like, dude, we've been repeating it ourselves since the beginning of time. And it all started with Adam and Eve in the garden, all right? Yep. And they fell for it then. Then you fall out, because then that was the first time they actually noticed that they were not naked anymore.
Yep.
It was like, whoa. Oh, so now, and that's what started it all. And then from there, it's just continue to just spiral and go, and then we save us and come here. But it's been an amazing story that I can actually say I've been reading the Bible, and I can have reference points. And, from Moses bringing out and everything that, God showed Moses back in the day and leading the Israelites out and, against the Pharaoh. And then and King Xerxes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was real. I was like, whoa, all right. That was, I knew that from 300. So things like that, man. I think
that's awesome.
That is the reference point with me, and I wouldn't have known all that. And I'm continuing just to read it. When I'm done, it'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm in the process as well. And
you are.
My strategy is it's a book that they put the Bible together in, and each day has daily reading. So it's an Old Testament passage, a New Testament passage, a proverb, and a psalm. And so that's kind of how I'm at.
Yeah.
So I'm 7 or 8 months in.
Nice.
So I've been working through that. But it is. I'm right there with you. Where
my wife is doing something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. So you look at it, man. The historical side of things, it's amazing. But then just the power and the spirit and the way that it changes you day to day is awesome.
It's the living word, man. The fact that it's still living. The fact that it's so relatable to right now in your own life.
That's right.
And it never. That is the thing that I appreciate about it. It truly is the living word, and that it's so relatable to. They can talk about all those things all the way back then.
Yep.
To where now it's so relative in just the everyday life that you see and walk around with every day right now.
It's the same God.
It's the same God, man. It's just crazy, and having the faith and trying to walk it, man, and understanding that, the easy part was getting saved. So once you became saved, man, now you look at sin completely different. Now he took the wool from over your eyes.
Yeah.
And now I recognize what sin is way more than when I was just partying and kicking and doing my thing. I never even thought about those things. And now I look at it differently. I look at life differently. And I just try and walk it. And once you got saved, then trying to stay and walk that hard walk with Christ and picking up that cross and walking with it, man, that's the hard part. It's not getting saved is the easy part. Now you got to really do it. That's the hard part, I feel like.
Obedience.
And faith and just in keeping it, man. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be – but, if the only perfect person we ever had walking this earth got crucified and went through a lot of hard times, why should you get it easy? You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. We experience part of that suffering and understand. And he understands what we're going through, and that's who we serve, and that's who we follow. And so I'm right there with you. Very thankful for Jesus. So, man, we could talk all day, and we'll do this again, and really appreciate you stopping by. We're here at Madeline's Fund Celebrity Golf Tournament. He's Roman Harper, Super Bowl winner, former NFL safety, sitting down with us here on Unpacking It. Thanks so much, Roman.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
For more information about the show, our events, and other resources, visit unpackinit.com. That's unpackinit.com. We hope you are encouraged, inspired, and challenged by what you heard today. To support our show and Unpacking It Ministries with a financial gift, visit unpackinit.com/donate. We look forward to unpacking sports, faith, and life with you again next week.